Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered. We're your hosts,
Ranisha,
Teresa, and Suzanne. And around here, nothing is off limits. We talk about everything, the real, the messy, the hilarious, and the inspiring. So let's get into it.
hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Three Voices Unfiltered. I'm so excited about this episode because I want to quit my job. But let's talk about, is there an importance of quiet quitting or loud leaving? Let's dig in it.
Yeah,
What do you
let's
ladies
find
think?
out. I would be a quiet quitter.
I've been a quiet quitter, but I've walked out before. But I wasn't loud, I just walked out.
What's quiet quitting?
For me, like I said, I would be a quiet quitter because you wouldn't know what I'm doing. I would be doing my job every day. I would do it, but I would not be extra. And in the background, I would have updated my resume. I would have taken a vacation day to go on job interviews.
Mm-hmm.
I would be doing all the things. And then the next thing you know, I would be giving my notice to my manager and I would be out. And like Manisha be saying, deuces.
So you're very, it's like very emotional, intelligent quitting. Really.
Okay.
Quiet quitting.
Okay.
Because you're taking all the steps
Mhm.
to get you another job. You've
I
secured
sure would.
it.
Uh-huh.
You put in your your resignation.
Yes.
You've given them their 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They have a party for you. Everybody hugs you, gives you a card. It's a nice way of quitting, right?
It is.
You don't want to burn the bridge.
You don't want to burn the
Because
bridge.
you don't know if you ever have to go back or if you need a recommendation. So quiet quitting is just the proper way. We give a 2-week notice, we stay quiet, we don't talk badly about the business or the manager, and just do your due diligence, like she said, with resumes and interviews, and just quietly bye.
I will
mean,
give
the
you-
card be like, yeah.
I'm going to give you another example of a sort of a quiet quitting. I had a employee whom would not follow my directions. I mean, guys, I would lay everything out. I said, the first week of the month, I need you to do these tasks. The second week of the month, so forth and so on. And she refused to do it. And I said, this chick just does not want to be here. But okay, I'm going to help you not be here.
Wait, who was it?
I can't tell. Let me tell you something. I know so many secrets as a former HR manager. But anyway, no. So I helped her because I said, all right then. I was forced to start implementing the progressive discipline process. And I said, I call that a little bit of a quiet quitting because it was so clear to me that she did not want to be there because she would not follow the task no matter what I did.
That's interesting, Teresa. Some people want you to get rid of them.
I'm trying to tell you.
So they're not doing all the things, they're not following directions, they're not doing their job so that you can fire them.
Yes.
There you go.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
They don't show up, or they just don't listen, or...
Well, they said that's what quiet quitting is. It's a worker's choice to only perform minimum requirements, stop working beyond their required hours. You know, they're just doing the bare minimum. They don't want to be there.
Yeah,
So they kind of want to get exactly what you said. They want to get fired. So there's two categories. The one that Teresa explained, which is you're doing your due diligence, you're doing it the right way, you're giving your 2-week notice. But there's another type of quiet quitting, that doing bare minimum, waiting to get fired and let go.
That's quiet quitting.
So you can get unemployment.
Exactly.
Because if you quit, you don't get unemployment.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. So I helped her. You know, because I realized what she was doing and you know what, and when you have somebody...
You helped her to quit?
I sure did.
Yeah,
Yes, I did. Yeah, because I implemented and started the progressive discipline process. Verbal warning, written warning, final written warning. Okay, you can't work here no more.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like having a bad reputation. Like, I don't want people to say after, Suzanne got fired because she sucked.
Yeah.
You know, she's such a bad employee. Like, I don't want that reputation. But I've walked out. I've been mad where I walked out.
You know, I'm like you too. Firing to me is that's like a scarlet letter, the big
Yeah, I don't want to
F.
get fired.
It you know what? It questions your integrity. It questions your character.
That's it.
And I do not want that.
Check,
reputa-
that
yeah,
mark.
Yeah, that's why it says a
stain.
scarlet
Yeah,
letter on you.
yeah.
Like, you've been fired from a job. That means you suck. You're not getting married. You're not gonna have kids. Like, you are the worst.
I'm getting married or having kids.
I mean, you're just worthless. I mean, your job is your livelihood, and it says so much
Yeah.
about who you are. So to get fired from it, it's like you feel awful.
I felt awful. I like in one of our episodes we talk about career shifts, and I've only been fired from a job once, and it was the post office because I couldn't park. No, I couldn't.
Story.
I couldn't drive through the obstacle course and back into the dock with the big truck, and they fired me on the spot. But
That is rough.
I was so sad. I cried and begged. I literally was begging, you cannot please. My husband is at Desert Storm fighting a war. I have a little toddler. I cannot lose this job. Anyway, they didn't care. They fired me. But it wasn't because I was slacking off or it was because I just couldn't perform the job at that point. And I understand. I mean, I would fire me too. I don't want to run into a dock or kill somebody or something with
Yeah.
There's always going to be situations where someone is not capable of doing something. And I have learned to identify that, over my years, when I was working with managers, and they would explain the story to me and let me know what's going on and send me documentation, and then it just became clear to me, I said, this person is just not capable.
Yeah.
And so of doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that because we're incapable of doing a whole lot of things. So I never looked at that negatively.
We have our own gifts and our own talents and things like that. But
Yeah.
how about loud leaving?
Loud leaving. It reminds me of the scene of Jerry Maguire. It can't get louder than that. But remember when Jerry Maguire flipped out when he was fired?
I don't remember.
You don't remember it? He was walking. They let him go. He was in the office. They let him go. And Tom Cruise came out, was acting crazy, yelling and. You don't remember that? It's one of the most important
No,
scenes
I remember.
in that
Show
movie.
me the money.
Oh, wow.
Is that the same movie?
Yep,
It
same
is.
movie.
Show me the money.
But he got fired and he literally made a scene.
Oh my goodness.
He was like, you want to work for me? I'm starting my business. He was telling everybody, people thinking he was crazy. That's loud.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
That's a good example. That's loud.
He told everybody he was leaving. It was hysteria. It was crazy.
Oh,
And
I don't
that's-
recommend that.
That's what I think of when I think of loud.
Unless you're starting your own business like Jerry did.
yeah.
Because then you burn that bridge and all these people heard you go crazy, so.
My question is, what's the benefit of loud leaving? What's the benefit?
I guess I would think that they would have gotten out their frustrations.
I was gonna say
their emotions, their feelings, because a lot of times people know that you
are not happy.
are not happy, because you have expressed A, B, C, D, F, G, you complain, you try to get people on your side, so they can help you complain. I mean, all of that kind of stuff.
You're releasing this, but is it worth it though? Is it worth it to make such a huge scene about it, or is it more gracious to just kind of quit? My example, I walked out on 2 jobs.
So that was loud leaving. You walked out.
Really?
Yeah.
But I didn't scream.
But you walked out. You were frustrated.
I was frustrated. One was because I felt I was discriminated against.
Yeah.
And there was a position open, and I applied, and I was performing but that happened to me twice actually. But I didn't quit the second time. But anyhow, I was doing the duties of the covering for the person, and then they hired somebody from the outside, and I was like, anyhow, it was a big mess the way that HR does it, but I told my supervisor, you should have explained to me from the beginning how it worked, what the protocol was, instead of letting me feel like, oh, I have a great chance of getting this position, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Because of the way that it was a government position. So they have their own little weird ways of doing hiring and things like that. But that was the second strike. And I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
You didn't have a job to go to?
Nope.
You just left?
I left. And I'll let you know, like the second place I walked out was another job on base. And I put in my 2-week notice, quiet, you know, very professional. And the nurses were like begging me not to quit. Some people were, you know, anyhow, I got talked off the ledge of quitting, so I didn't quit. And some things were promised to me that we'll fix this and this and this if you stay. So I stayed, and one of the person that was really involved in accommodating for me was out on vacation or something for a while. They had a family emergency, so they went back to what they had said they weren't going to do. And I was livid. I'm like, you guys made a promise. I left. I went to her desk, and the main manager wasn't there, and she said to me, had I been here when you put your 2-week notice the first time, I'd have let you go. I said, you know what? I will leave right now. And I walked out. Got my stuff. I was done. Like, seriously? But anyway.
I would tell you a situation that came across my desk at one of the offices. One of the managers of one of the offices that was in my region called and was having a problem with a problem employee. And we went through the progressive discipline process, so we knew that we were going to terminate this person.
Maybe eventually, yeah.
But this person, they believed that the person was not going to leave quietly. So they made sure they had building security on notice. They had other managers in this facility aware of what's going on, not aware of the person's record or anything like that, but the fact that we're getting ready to terminate this individual, and so just be on notice. And they were just waiting for this person to be volatile. And I don't, and the person
That's
wasn't,
scary.
but isn't that scary? That's a little bit scary.
That's scary. That's a whole
Yeah.
different scenario when you
Yeah.
have to be escorted out
Yeah.
and all of that.
Uh-huh.
That's almost like loud firing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Everybody. Well, the thing is that you know when you get terminated, you do get escorted out.
Yeah, you do.
know.
Yeah, you do.
But we're talking about somebody
Oh,
who
I
they
never been
thought.
escorted out.
But we're talking about somebody who they just felt would just act a
That would
complete
be
fool.
scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And disrupt the business.
Mm.
And so that's why they were ready, for that.
An example of loud leaving was Nicole Walters. You guys ever heard of Nicole Walters? She's an author. She's a business owner now, self-employed, a millionaire. But she wasn't at the time. So she posted a video of her quitting. It was live.
Wow.
She set up her camera. She went in. Her boss came in, and to thousands and thousands of followers on Periscope, she quit her job.
Wow.
Wow.
I want to do that.
So you could see the reaction of her boss and everybody. She quit a 6-figure job. Within a month, she was a millionaire.
Wow. See, sometimes jobs do hold you back.
That's true. It
Jobs-
sometimes not only hold us back, but it's like a crutch for us, right?
You
'Cause
get
we're comfortable.
You get
Right.
comfortable. I've been in jobs where I was comfortable. I didn't want to leave, and I should have left way before I did.
Yeah.
But you're comfortable. You're kind of loyal to your. I can think of being loyal even. That I said, you know what, this person has been a good manager, and you owe them some loyalty because of the way they've taken care of you as an employee.
Yeah.
But there's jobs that really hold you back, and you need to quietly and professionally quit.
I didn't want my job to hold me back. When I retired in 2020, right after the pandemic. I left my office the 3rd week of March. All right.
Wow.
We went home. We worked from home. I had already given my 60-day notice that I was going to be retiring in April. And then because I worked in the human resources arena, they needed help. They needed help. So I asked my supervisor, I said, do you need me to stay? And so I asked her, do you need me to stay?
Mhm.
And she said, well, I was going to ask you if you want. I said, no, it's no problem. I couldn't go nowhere. Everything was shut down. I might as well, continue to work and make money. And I was home too. I was at home. I stayed. So what I did was, and this is in reference to what we were talking about earlier about integrity. What I did was I did my job. I closed out my cases. To the, I didn't, because I could have easily said, listen, I'm just gonna breeze by, I'm gonna
For the next 60 days.
Honey, yes.
That
I said I'm
would've
I could have did
Yeah.
that, but I didn't do that. I continued to stay up to 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, writing summaries,
Yeah.
case summaries, doing all of that. I did all of that up until the end. But let me tell you what happened. So she asked me if I could stay to June 30th, and I said, sure, fine. But let me tell you what happened after that, you guys. It was in March of 2021. And I'm like, checking my bank account or whatever I was doing, and I saw all this money in there. I said, where did thousands of dollars come from? You know what they did? They gave me half my bonus that I would have earned because
Wow.
I stayed from January 1st to June 30th. They gave me half my bonus. So that was a blessing that I did not, 100% did not count on. All right. So that goes to
I don't remember
what
when
I
you
was,
called me.
So that goes to doing it the right way.
Yeah,
doing it the right way.
benefits of-
You know what I'm saying? Even though I said I would be a quiet quitter, I still felt like, I haven't done that, but I still felt like that's the right way to do it. If you're going to do it, secure another job. If you secure another job, all right, and give them your notice and do everything. So that way, like Suzanne said,
And there are benefits to not making a scene. Obviously, you don't get, now people pull out their phones.
Yeah,
and
and they
record
record.
you and stuff
Yeah.
and put you out there and things like that. So you don't want that, like that negative hit or whatever. You want to put it on your Facebook or TikTok
Yeah.
or whatever. Like it's just too much recording and too much presence out there to be missed. And in the end, these people, most employers are like, okay, next.
They're
they're
hiring for the job.
They don't.
But even though Nicole did it loudly, it wasn't like negatively. She put her phone up, she talked to her manager, told her this was she's gonna be giving her 2 weeks notice. So she did it quietly but loudly because she shared it with everyone.
Right.
yeah.
But she still did it in a way where,
professional-
and people
in a professional
respected
way.
that, and I'm sure envied that, and I'm sure was inspired by what she did, because secretly we all want to quit jobs that we're not happy with, but we don't have whatever it
The
is.
finances or the ability to do that.
Yeah,
but
but-
it's like one of you said, I think it was Teresa, if you're in a job that you're not enjoying, you're not going anywhere, you feel stuck, just look for another job.
Yeah.
You might be comfortable and you may be loyal to your company or whatever, but if you feel that this isn't really going anywhere, it's time to do something different.
It really is. I have counseled people and told them that.
Yeah.
Because it's just clear.
If you're not happy.
If you're not happy, it's
and you're
nothing
taking your
wrong
job
with that.
home and you complain to your partner or your friend and
Yes.
this job sucks and I just don't really want to do it anymore. It's time to move on.
Sounds like me. Oh my goodness, it sounds like me. But here's a quick game before we end.
All right.
You guys tell me, quiet quitting or loud leaving?
All right.
Your boss asks you to work late without pay.
I may have done that because when you, Teresa, I know she's done it. When you're
Without
when you're a
pay?
salaried employee, you don't get paid when you
That's
work
true.
overtime.
That's the expectation.
Yeah. So yeah.
Quiet quitting? That's quiet quitting. In your mind, you're like,
Oh, when I like it, I'd be like, really?
That should be quiet quitting.
That's quiet. You're quiet about it.
Okay.
Or you might say something like, seriously, I have to work again on Saturday.
you hand in your resignation with balloons and confetti.
That's
That's
loud.
loud. Okay, I'm out of here.
I would love to do that. It's such a subtle
awesome.
way. You start job hunting.
Quiet.
That's quiet.
You resign on TikTok.
Loud.
You stop answering your emails.
Loud.
Loud.
That's loud.
You
check
send
out.
an all-company email exposing how bad management is.
Oh, of course,
Oh,
that's
that's
loud.
loud.
You about to get fired.
No, you want to be fired.
Well, that's an idea if you want to get fired.
Act the
Oh,
fool. Act the fool.
Right, oh my goodness. But yeah, can we sum this up, quiet quitting versus loud leaving? I think you said it, Teresa and Suzanne, about the benefits just of doing it the right way.
I mean, if you're fed up and you just really, it's gonna really, like I have quit, quietly left. I have even cried leaving a job, go in the car and I start crying, but all the time I'm like, yes, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to come back. And that's okay. Maybe like celebrate afterwards, but I think my advice would be you don't want to burn the bridge regardless.
Absolutely.
People have been fired and rehired because they have a good record and maybe they're downsizing or something.
Yeah.
So you want to do it the right professional way if able, unless there's some type of abuse or some type of like craziness going on. I still would quietly leave. I'm like, you know what, I don't think this position is for me. I hereby tender my resignation effective immediately.
Yeah.
Boom, bam, peace out.
Well, you already know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So since you are retired, Teresa, Suzanne, you're self-employed, I'm thinking about how should I resign when I'm ready to resign? Do I want to do it loudly or quietly? I do like the balloon and confetti idea.
That's
I really
great. I
like
know.
that idea. No, but I think it's like you said, burning bridges is not good. You never know when you need somebody.
Exactly. I feel confident that I can reach to all of my managers and get a good reference. All my past employers and get a good reference.
Right, absolutely.
But still, like in Nicole's example, she bet on herself. I really like that.
Yeah,
like she
yes.
bet on her skill set. If you're employable, you can use those same skills for yourself. I really, really, really like that.
Yes.
About what she did. So what are some hashtags that we'll use today?
Let's do loud, quiet. Or
Loud.
quiet, loud. Or
Okay.
Hashtag quiet loud.
3VU.
Hashtag 3VU, quiet, loud.
Okay. And also share in the comments. Please share in the comments any examples of you loud quitting or loud leaving or quiet quitting so that we can reply back to you.
Yeah, that'll be great. I want to
Yeah.
know what you guys.
Yeah.
And have you done it? How did it come out? Because sometimes some managers might be like, "No, don't leave," or "Bye." I don't know. That's it, Ronisha.
Yeah, that's it for today.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you for
everybody.
watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Do us a big favor and hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe.